Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for property. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And today's video, we got a drip update, where we are at, where we're headed, and my outlooks on drip. Gonna be covering the marketplace that I'm proposing, updates on what Spritz Finance could be doing for us, and a review of the previous videos that I had on my channel reference the stuff of other content creators in the space, getting into other plays, and kind of my stance on that, and then just reviewing what the community had to say. But first up, let's talk about drip, because everybody, what about drip, and that's all I primarily focus on. Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel, as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you. So where we're at, well, right now where we're at, it's not pretty. Nobody in drip is not aware of that. We all know that it's pretty ugly, and we're at 6.2 million in the total drip supply. That is crazy. 6x from its original, just over in 1 year. So if you go back, you'll find that we didn't break the 1 million supply until around I think it was April or June or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it's crazy how quickly this got out of hand. But that's not all doom and gloom, but we do need to look at this and keep this in mind. So currently, more people are holding drip in their wallets. That is also very strange. So we had this pull down where we had 1.7, 1.8 million in wallets, and then it came back down for a bit, and then now all of a sudden people are accumulating. But the people that are accumulating aren't like the whales. So these top wallets have had, like similar amounts when you go back and look at these videos. Granted, they could accumulate and sell and then keep this exact same amount in their wallet, but for some odd reason, it looks like smaller people are now accumulating as well, and don't really know why that is the case, but that is something that wasn't planned. So the whole point that I'm trying to reference with drip is that Forex created something extremely monumental, and it was perfect in its creation for the bull market. So none of these other sustainability metrics have been tested. When it was first created, it was also a lot smaller community. We were at the technically right before the peak of the bull market. It carried itself through, and then a lot of shit hit the fan after that. So clearly there is a need to innovate and kind of add more value and do different things to have this continue to sustain itself in a BUSD value range. Remember, it will always print the tokens, but everybody talking about sustainability is wondering what the price is. That's the real thing. So I, much like everybody else, got in and saw all the hype, and that's just what happens with any kind of project launch. And during that kind of degen summer and winter that we had, you saw a lot of projects get created. But the one and the reason why this one, in my opinion, is still going to be here, and why I support it so much, is because of the community. And that's why I'm not really worried about this in the long term. Yes, it sucks. The price sucks. It's not appealing to anyone. But these kinds of things, like Forex didn't plan into his contract to have people holding in their wallets twice as much as was originally in the supply. So the game theory he put in place was based on people using the faucet as it was intended. Hence why he is now building a layer 2. Hence why you've heard Ray drop this mammoth token multiple times. And I've already told you guys about that on my channel. I don't have it up, but how that stable coin will work. So he will create an incentive for people to stop holding tokens in their wallet and get those back into the ecosystem. But in the meantime, it's not all doom and gloom, because again, the community is the biggest thing. So if I haven't covered Droplet, I'm not getting into it. But there are multiple people in the community that are in Droplet. And I think it's sitting at 600K right now, probably going to break 1 million. And it's just under 48 hours launched. And from what I hear, it's doing really well. I'm not going to cover it. I'm not in it, so I'm not going to speak on it. But again, this is built by the community. And next, also being built by the community, is Guardians of the Reservoir. I'm not in this either, because they didn't reach out to me in regards to this collaboration, but there's a lot of other content creators that are part of this, and it's supposed to support the reservoir. They kind of made a game theory NFT collection and trading kind of thing to support the reservoir. But that leads me into what I am in and what I am trying to build, which is the drip marketplace idea that I pitched. So if you haven't seen this video, $100 million idea video, and then there'll be another one by the time you see this video that's come out. And I've been in the group and I have 5 people looking to support Drip. And I've been in contacts with DeFi Proof, since he built already the 1% NFT, him and his team built 1% NFT. They just finished in Droplet, no pun intended. And then they're also in the process of a GMX fork and something else. So he's got a team of skilled developers and they're rolling out different things. And he reached out to me, or we talked about the ability for his team to help me create this marketplace. So this is why, again, I'm not long-term kind of bearish on Drip, because I know that this can easily get removed and fixed with some utility and with new game theory and stuff like that. And Forex is still building on it. As I showed you guys in the last AMA he just did, this one here, he says he's got 5 to 6 things for Drip. And Stunner in a recent video was looking for some games as well. So there's definitely a space for these things, and games and degen, gambling plays, all that stuff is stuff that people are constantly looking for. And then I myself am looking to add utility. So the space is evolving and the community is supporting the project. And that's why I believe this can be fixed. You'll find the fudders are always talking about like the tokenomics and what the original white paper said. And yes, according to that, this isn't looking good. But the strength of the community, which I've mentioned multiple times, not just in DeFi or specifically in Drip, but the strength of the community, which is what makes crypto. Crypto would not have seen this adoption if it was not for community. And that's what actually makes any kind of network sustainable, is the people deciding to use it and trade and barter services or goods. And then eventually a bigger community, AKA a government, stepping in and saying, hey, we'll regulate that for you guys and we'll be the community and the authority. So that's what the fudders and other people who don't understand Drip kind of don't know or don't put into the equation, because you can't really put a price tag on community. But the support is insane. So that's why I know this will be something that we can actually leverage. And that leads me right into what I am leveraging right now with Spritz. So if you saw this AMA and you watched any of my videos, I have constantly been shilling Spritz. And the reason being is because I reached out to Spritz and got this email. So I spoke to him after the AMA. So actually Chris followed up with me after the AMA. He said, it was great doing the AMA with you today. Let us know when you post so we can amplify it. As mentioned, we'd love to be put in touch with Drip to pursue a whitelist in order to reduce fees for Drip users on Spritz. Can you help us? So this was in reference to, if we don't have some kind of whitelist and people decide to sell Drip tokens in conjunction with other assets on Spritz to pay their bills, then you're going to have the claims tax, you're going to have the transfer tax to the Spritz contract, then you're gonna have the sell tax. It's gonna be 30%. So that's obviously not feasible for anyone. So I reached out to him or followed back up and said, I'll see what I can do with the whitelist. There's a function in the contract for that. It's above my pay grade, but I can bring it up to some of the admins. And I pitched an idea here that I blacked out because I don't want to spoil the surprise. But I said an idea in regards towards buying back Drip for our native decks. This way, the incentive to use your platform to pay bills becomes better than going to PancakeSwap, because they will end up supporting the assets with buybacks. Let me know what you think and if this makes sense. He followed up and said, so to confirm what you're suggesting, let's say a user spending $1,000, and he gave a scenario, and he said, just want to be clear on how that works. Then I responded back to him and gave him a couple more options and said it could be flexible / negotiable, but the end goal would be for you to get more users on the platform and the Drip community to minimize the sell pressure of the asset. So I'm trying to leverage the Drip community. Again, what I just told you guys, why I'm not worried about the Drip token. Leverage the Drip community with someone who already has a multi-million-dollar platform with clear use case and utility and infinite amount of scale, because he's only in the US right now. So I'm trying to leverage our community to support him and support us. And then I followed back up and said, I've just thought of some other options and would be happy to jump on another call to discuss further. So I gave some options. I said, create a partnership where a portion of Spritz transaction fees is used to purchase Drip tokens, and then black that out. And I said, option 2, develop a joint loyalty program for Drip token holders using Spritz Finance, and then black that out. And then option 3, offer discount transaction fee for Drip token holders who use Spritz. So again, leveraging the strength of the community. You already signed up with me. I've got like 100 some odd referrals, and I'm a small channel. But you clearly see that Spritz is a game changer and it supports what you're trying to do, make it easy to use crypto to pay real world bills, right? And Chris has created a use case and he knows that. And he also knows, because they're not doing any aggressive marketing, that the strength of crypto is the community, getting on these channels, doing AMAs, getting in touch with specific people that have influence. And that's how he's grown his brand already. So I'm trying to leverage the 40,000 roughly people in the drip community. I clearly don't have access to all of them, but he has seen on Twitter and from other people that have done AMAs already how loud the drip community is. So I gave him this scenario and these options and then explained, FYI, approximately 30,000 drip network wallets. I didn't lie and say users, said wallets. And the platform has paid out more than 1 billion USD value since inception, April 2021, which is also true. And he said, these are great ideas. Shannon, give us a week or so to consider, then let's chat. I said, okay, awesome. Sounds good to that. Thanks for the consideration. So I am trying to get a voice to him as well as to Forex. So my first option would be the whitelist idea that I pitched in here, but that requires Forex to do something. And we all know that Forex can be focused on his way or the highway. So if that doesn't work, then I will move to option 2, which is leveraging just the community and finding a way in which we can generate volume with Chris, and Chris can see that that is coming from our community, and we can use additional funds to support drip. We all know that not everybody is paying their $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 bills a month with drip. Drip ain't paying those kinds of bills right now, even if you have multiple maxed out wallets. So people that are using Spritz probably are cashing out other crypto. And if they're doing that, but they're bullish on the drip community, then why not take a percentage of that? And I guarantee the drip community would have no problem with that, because if you're spending, say, $500 in Matic, that money was going straight to bills and it would never come back to the drip ecosystem. However, with a partnership with Chris, a portion of that could. And that is huge. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's why, again, I'm not worried about the drip token price, because if I can come up with ideas like that, if I can generate and create collaborations with bigger people in the space, and I'm just a small YouTube channel, imagine again what we can do as a community, and not just creating gambling dApps or games to play. We can actually make real utility, and that's where a marketplace idea comes into. So last up, let's look at, I made this video here where I referenced what was happening with FUD Farm and the gambling and all that stuff. And a lot of you reached back out, or I got a lot of comments on here, 97, in regards to this. And overwhelmingly, pretty much everybody agreed with this. And they agree with the sentiment regarding that YouTubers should take some responsibility. That's my personal take on it. I think we do have a responsibility to community. I do personally think that it is our responsibility to protect the community as well. Like somebody mentioned, it's like, well, if we are asking for these things, so if you ask a content creator to go out and put out gambling play projects, and the overwhelming response to a poll that content creator put out is yes, cover them, should you still do that? And reference your viewers, if you want the views and you want to get paid by YouTube, then yes, you do. But this is again the moral gray area for me personally, because it's a conflict, in my opinion, of morality and what you're actually trying to do. So when the way I interpret this, if I were to put this poll out and say, do you want me to cover other stuff? And let's just say there's an overwhelming majority of people that said yes. What they're really asking, so you have to get to the root cause. What they're really asking is, hey, we trust you. We enjoy watching your content. We want you to find us other ways to make money. They don't want you to wreck them. So when they tell you to cover that, they're not actually saying cover that in a way that I'm going to be vulnerable and get wrecked. And as I told you guys, if you're getting in after a content creator, you are, if it's gambling, which DeFi pretty much is, then chances are you are going to get wrecked. So I personally filter those responses from people and say, okay, I know what they really want. Same way I do in my fitness training. Somebody's like, yo, I really want to lose 30 pounds in 30 days and, I'll do whatever it takes. I can give them some unethical methods to do this, and they could get the result. But is that really what they want? It's my job, kind of like the Hippocratic Oath, to do no harm. And some people may not agree with that. They may be like, yo, they asked for it, you give it to them, they're an adult. It's not your decision or your option to police that. And you know, you have that right. But that's just the way I take this. And I just wanted to follow up on this and to cover some of the responses that I got in the comments. And that leads me last but not least to the yield robot rug pull. So I saw some other people commenting in my comments and in other groups about how other content creators were offered this and they turned it down. I never mentioned it on my channel, but yeah, I turned it down as well. And I had the post tagged, I put it in my chat, and I tried to pull it up now to show you guys, but it's been cleared. This is the name of the actual guy that contacted me, but luckily I did save it earlier. So he had hit me up. He said, "Hi, I'm Yo Robot Business Manager. I really like the videos. Thanks, how can I help you? I want to work with you, make a video." This was like on the 8th and 9th, half a moment. Then he sent me the video, and then couldn't find the other stuff, so I had to cut this to the other one, but said, "Sorry, no deal, best of luck." So anyway, yeah, I got offered about $1,000 and then turned them down as well. So there's, yeah, some people, again, it's that moral code, like I mentioned before. Some people will say no and see it's a scam. Others will decide, you know what, fuck it, I'll take the money. I'll tell my community it's a risky play. Best of luck to them, but at least I got $1,000. And I saw this on somebody else, a content creator, and personally think it's shady business, and I don't really appreciate what they do. But if you're getting the money from these people and you don't disclose it, so you can say it's a sponsored video, which a lot of them do. Then they also tell you it's gambling, but they don't tell you they got paid $1,000, and then they show their video. I'm putting $100 of my own money into this. I lost money too. Man, I hate that. That bugged the shit out of me when I saw this person say that, because that's a lie, and that's just leading you guys down the wrong path. If I get $1,000 from someone to promote a project, and I take 100 and put it up, that's not my 100. That's their 100, and I still made 900, and then I still make whatever you guys make for me if the project rugs or I get referrals and kickbacks. And that's the piece that bothers the shit out of me, because people are taking this money and then they're claiming that they're getting wrecked as well, when you don't know and they're not disclaiming their actual amount of funds that they're getting on the back end. And that is, yeah, just BS. So if you're watching anybody and they're claiming it, then ask them, show receipts. They should be transparent. That's my personal opinion. Show your receipts. Don't just say you're getting in on it. Show the conversations, show the money, all that shit. Then you can at least trust the YouTubers got skin in the game just like you. And if you want to follow, then at least you both can be unhappy and, you know, wrecked together equally, versus you being exit liquidity for them, or worse, them getting paid and you being exit liquidity for them. Which brings me to this DeFi Influencers Pledge, this group I told you about that Jonathan created after that rug pull incident. And basically they made this PDF document to try to call to arms all the influencers. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there's basically some things where they want everyone to have a little more accountability and credibility. And they're like, we need TKYCs, so a true or thorough KYC. Again, I think that just gives a little bit of false security, because all these things can be faked. A government ID and utility bill, all that stuff, they can be faked. But it makes you feel like everything's okay. And then when they rug pull, you're like, oh man, but at least we have the TKYC. So again, I said the solution is not this, it's actual utility, but they shot that down. But also the other thing is that if you are in the project, then you must have skin in the game. So you're supposed to disclose that it's a game and you've been sponsored and you're actually putting up some of your own money, but it doesn't require you to disclose exactly how much of that money or anything like that. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. You know, shouts out to the ones collaborating and put this together. I think it still misses the mark. As I said, it's a band-aid of a bullet wound. There's a much bigger problem, and it's because people are just greedy and they don't want to actually take the time, build utility, and protect their community. But not everybody feels that way, so to each his own. And that's why each of you, the viewers, can watch whoever you choose to watch and engage with, and you get to decide who you're going to help monetize and your eyeballs and engagement go to sponsor and support. So that ultimately you speak with your views. So if you continue to watch the content, then you're telling them that that's good content to create. So And from what I can tell on my channel, I don't actually get as many views as them. So there is not as much of a want or need for the transparency and honesty that I'm trying to put out. And clearly there's more on the other side. And that's why this is DeFi degens, right? So until it gets fixed, it's just going to be the nature of the game. But that's it for this video. It's been a long enough one. Just want to give a recap. The future, in my opinion, is still bright for Drip. So I'm going to continue building, trying to build utility, and trying to support and help you guys in the community, the ones that have backed me. All right, until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. Smash that HBO special on the way out. Help brother out. Like, subscribe, comment down below. See ya. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.